Hey, what's up, everybody? About to pick up some pool shock to shock my pool because I'm going to close it down for the winter. And just want to give a word of wisdom, right? For those that are struggling with PTSD, that are struggling with stress, I want to encourage you to get help, because sometimes if you don't get help, you may make bad decisions, simple decisions, right? I want to give you an example of that, right? Recently, I've been trying to get a job, right? And the job called me up. I went to Cali, and the job called me up, and they said we couldn't hire you because of something that happened in 2007, 2007. But they said that, this is what they said. They said that this specific thing happened recently, right? And so in 2007, right, I was going through a stressful time. I was making bad decisions as a Christian. I was backsliding as a Christian, right? And I was living with a girl. She ended up cheating on me, right? I gave up my apartment, and was going to live with her. And was living with her and got cheated on, like I said. Got stabbed by another man, her ex-boyfriend. And then, my stress kind of just, I saw red, and I saw red, and I kind of did damage to him, but I was living in my car. I didn't have insurance. My front bumper came off. And so, it was during the cold season, and that was my house, the car, homelessness. And I didn't have insurance, so the cops kept pulling me over, and I kept, that was adding more stress to my life, and so what happened was I went to the University of Rhode Island before I became a student there, and there was a bus that got on the road that I was driving on, right? So I was talking to the football coaches there because I was interested in playing football, right, for college. And the bus came on the road, and there was no way for us to pass one another. And I thought this guy was going to go head on with me. And so I made my car swerve into the snowbank, and he ripped off the back of my bumper, right? And so now I have both my bumpers ripped off. So I got out the car. I was like, you mother effer. I was pissed. I saw red. I'm like, that was, I already got PTSD from combat. You know what I mean? Like high, PTSD, my adrenaline just was pumped, but I made a sinful decision, and I don't want to blame my sinful decisions on PTSD, but I didn't get help. And I didn't have the right tools in my toolbox to manage my PTSD, which I believe that if I did, I could have avoided that situation. Could have avoided it all, And so, and I wouldn't have made a sinful decision, right? So, when he said that, when he goes like this, he goes, you shouldn't have been on the same road as me. And when he said that, I punched him. I banged him right in his face, right? And he went, his head went all the way down, and he was holding his face because he was bleeding a lot, And so then I was like, he's like, you haven't hit me. He's like, you haven't hit me. And then I looked at these construction workers, and I was like, did you see that? And they're like, yeah, you took off your bumper. Then I got in the car, and I fled the scene of the accident. I fled, man. And I don't want the cops to take my car, and my place that I was living at. I don't want to live at the rescue mission. I want to live in my car, And so fled the scene. Eventually, the police found my car because I went to my dad's house real quick. And my car was parked outside, and they arrested my vehicle. And I believe that my ex-girlfriend at the time, the one that cheated on me, I think she was the one that told him where I possibly could be, And so they arrested my car. I came outside. The car was gone. So I turned myself into the police. I had to call all these police stations, turn myself in. And I remember the police officer being a Christian. He's like, David, like I told him I was a Christian. I made bad decisions. Told him what happened with that ex-girlfriend and all that situation. He's like, David, you don't have no record. He's like, what happened, man? What happened? I told him the situation. He's like, you know what? You got PTSD. It's time to get help. It's time to get help. But even after that situation, I still didn't get help. I was too prideful. I don't want people knowing I had PTSD on my record. I wanted to get involved in politics or have some type of job in the future, and I didn't want that coming back to bite me in the butt, And so what happened was a year later, they suspended my license. I think it was a year later, or 2009, they suspended my license and they suspended my registration. And so for a whole year, I couldn't drive. And that was a difficult time in my life, I got that felony expunged, and the misdemeanor I got expunged. And, that's like hitting an officer, a police officer, hitting a city official. So I made some stupid video on YouTube, just being stupid, trying to be funny. And I look back at it now and I'm like, that was a really, really stupid video that I made. My sinful decisions have impacted me. I remember during that time I couldn't get a job, because of that felony that when it was on my record. It was so difficult to get a job because of that, until I got it expunged. I remember just going, to interviews, and they said, you're highly qualified. However, you got a felony. And so they couldn't hire me. And so recently, I got a call while I was in California, driving up to the Bay. Driving up to, what was I driving up to? I was driving up to Redding, California, I think it was, or some part of California. And yeah, man, they called me up. They said, David, we can't hire you because of this record. So I actually paid for a job. I paid for a driving record, which was like $8 or something like that. And I tried to refute it. And then they reached back out to me again, and they said, we can't hire you. Our decision stands, right? So I was like, I did not get in an accident in 2021. I didn't do a hit and run, and so I called up the different cities. I called up Fall River. I called up Providence. I called up Taunton. I called up everybody, and they said they have no record of me doing anything like that, And so then what happened was I went up to I was on the phone all day for 2 days straight trying to get a hold of the RMV, not DMV, it's called RMV in Massachusetts, and couldn't get a hold of nobody, right? It was impossible, So I'm like, babe, I'm just going to go there. So I went there. They allowed me in, even though they don't do appointments no more. Not appointments, they don't do walk-ins, but they let me in, and by the grace of God, and then I found out what the situation was. So, August 5th of 2021, I got a Massachusetts driver's license, right? So I transferred it from Rhode Island to Massachusetts. So what happened was the record of me fleeing the scene of the accident, that went on my Massachusetts driving record, right? And then there was a certain amount of time, I think it was for a whole year, I wasn't allowed to apply for a CDL, a Class A, Class B, Class C license. And so on the record, it says I'm disqualified, right? In Massachusetts, no matter what, if I fled the scene of the accident, then I can't have a CDL here in Massachusetts, in the state of Massachusetts anyway. So that's what they see, and so they think that I did it in last year, in 2021, that I did that, but I didn't. It's just that they're basically saying that I can't, I'm disqualified from getting a CDL or a Class A, Class B, Class C license. But still, it just goes to show you, your sin, your bad decisions, can have consequences years after the situation has happened. And so I did have PTSD. I do have PTSD, and I know how to manage my PTSD a lot better than I used to. You know, one important thing that helped me out was this 3 C's. You know, catch your thoughts, check your thoughts, and then change your thoughts. So when I'm going through a high stressful situation, I got to realize, hey, I am going through a stressful situation. You know, I feel like doing things I'm not supposed to do, you know. That's catching them, you know, checking them and saying this could lead to this. You know, if I do this thing wrong, it could lead to this, you know. It can have negative consequences years and years from now. And then changing my thoughts, you know, saying, you know what, I'm not going to do the things that I want to do. I'm going to escape the situation, kind of egress from the situation, depart, exit, egressfromstress.com. That's my website. Check it out. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I hope that you appreciate me being real. I'm a Christian that made bad mistakes. And years after that, I made other bad mistakes. And God is not okay with those mistakes. He's not okay with those sinful actions. My sinful decisions, right? And, but he doesn't condemn me if I repent. He's faithful and just to forgive me of my sins. So I'm not going to condemn myself. But I regret making those bad decisions. And going forward, I'm not going to make those bad decisions again. I'm not going to make the same bad decisions again. So I want to encourage you, you know, if you got PTSD, go get help, man. You know, go get help. Put down your pride, you know what I mean? And go get help. Go get seen and get the tools that you need in your toolbox, you know? Come to my website, egressfromstress.com. And I'm going to be posting services and also products and things, you know, like that you can use to put in your toolbox, you know. I'm dedicated to this, man. I'm focused, you know what I mean? I want to help other people out, because if I can prevent you from making a stupid decision that can affect you negatively down the line, I'm going to do the best I can do. You know what I mean? So this is my video. I'm sitting in my car about to go get some stuff for the pool, and then I'm going to hit the gym up. But God bless. Take care. David Melendez with egressfromstress.com. Peace.